Welcome back to AI in 5. I'm your host, Simon Chris, and joining me from the Netherlands today is Timo Martosatiman. Now, Timo runs his own consultancy and he's an AI specialist. And we're going to be talking about the impact that AI is having on procurement processes. Hi, Timo, and welcome to AI in 5.
Hi, Simon. Good to see you and glad to be here.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We'll jump right in. We've only got 5 minutes. I know your area of speciality is all around the procurement space, particularly as it pertains to government in EU, but even broader than that, as companies are looking for goods, looking for services, clearly AI will be involved in some of that. What are some of the questions, some of the things that procurement professionals should be looking for in the AI space?
Well, what I think that could really help procurement professionals most in this part is generally one of the issues that procurement professionals are confronted with nowadays is because AI is such a hype. A lot of the software products that we procure as professionals, they suddenly have all these AI features that weren't requested beforehand. And because agencies aren't prepared for this, wave, they haven't selected the right criterions to value those added features. And as a result, you might end up with a product that is somewhat outdated, has some limited form of AI, or you're just getting lucky and your specs allowed you to select a product that has AI and has powerful features that are actually more future-proof, but you didn't know it beforehand. So that's, I think, key for all procurement professionals to know what generative AI could be and could mean for this field, really.
Yeah, and is there tricky things that they need to be asking for, provenance of models or blah, 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 or is it just generally understanding what AI can do?
Yeah, that's a good question. So to reiterate on that, it is what you call provenance of models, and my English isn't good enough to really translate it, but I think like the intelligence and the competence of models. Obviously, that's key there to know if you're like large language models are all the hype. If you have a document reader that has a large language model and the back end of it, knowing how intelligent it is and what kind of general scores it will get on, for example, the MMLU, to be able to answer questions regarding documentation, it's kind of key to valuing which document scanner is going to be better. Is it going to be using, for example, GPT-4 Turbo, or maybe even OpenAI's new GPT-1 model, or is it going to be something that's cooked off the rack by a smaller company, of which the scores are far lower, but maybe it's more sustainable. So knowing how to apply that kind of specific knowledge is going to be key in selecting the right products.
Yeah, okay. And what other opportunities is AI opening up in this procurement space?
That's a very interesting question because right now we're all looking very much at what the AI trend is doing, like ChatGPT, stuff like that. That's all top of mind. But in broader strokes, generative AI is providing a disruption within the way that both public agencies and even smaller companies could work together. So in general, we have in the European Union, we have this law that regulates how the government gets suppliers. And that's very good and all, but it's a big procedure. And at the top rung of it, you have to be a big company to partake in it. And it takes a lot of effort, costs a lot of money as well. And the bottom side of it, you just the government selects one company. Now there is an in-between phase where you can do like a smaller in competition journey where you select a supplier. And that is actually where there's a lot of opportunity for the governments or for the agencies to apply generative AI to overstep the boundaries of the knowledge that they're currently lacking and make sure that they're writing out good RFPs that allow smaller companies to actually partake in the economy and provide services that add value for the European Union in general. So that's something I'm very enthusiastic about because it allows both public procurement professionals and companies to work together more closely.
Yeah, and I can see how that would benefit the smaller players too, because if they're using generative AI, it helps them level up to meet the big boys that have got a team of 20 working on a bid, that a smaller enterprise just can't kind of compete with. And so, look, that it's been 5 minutes already, believe it or not. I feel like we could have talked for 30 here. Before you go, I always like to ask everybody the same question, which is, what is your one tip for anybody just starting their AI journey?
My one tip for anybody starting their AI journey is generally just registering an account with ChatGPT. As common as that may sound, it just register an account and start chatting with it. That might be a key tip. Start chatting with it, not like it's a robot, but like it's a human, and that might actually give you more perspective on what this revolution is we're currently in.
Yeah, the old get your hands dirty. Great advice. Tino, look, thank you so much for being on AI in 5.
Thank you, Simon, for having me, and see you again.